जो रस जो है वो एक आश्चर्य रस जो है या जो भी जो रस जो है वो रस पकड़ना चाहिए. And my job is to predict the feeling on your face.
I come from a theatre background, and I actively do theatre.
मेरी जो हंसी है इन सबको बड़ा मजा आता है मेरे को हंसने में. सो आई फील द वर्कशॉप्स वर नॉट जस्ट अस बीइंग प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द 360 सेटअप. जो वर्कशॉप्स हमें दी गई थी वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ इस पीरियड को समझने के लिए ही नहीं, वो ऑल्सो वॉज टू बेसिकली गेट अस कंफर्टेबल विद द फैक्ट कि 360 जो सेटअप है वो होने वाला है. और जो 360 सेटअप है, आई नो हम उसकी बात कर रहे हैं कि कैमरा कहीं पर भी आपके ऊपर आपको कैप्चर करेगा, आपको कोई मार्क नहीं है, कोई बाउंड्रीज नहीं है एज एन एक्टर टू मूव. लेकिन उसके साथ ही देयर इज अनदर थिंग दैट राम सर वेरी ऑफन डज इज he throws a lot of impromptu situations at you in the middle of the scene, जिसके लिए जिसको आप बिल्कुल predict नहीं कर सकते. So I feel the workshops were not just us being prepared for the 360 setup, they were also setting us, basically setting our minds that there could be anything that could come at you. So during those workshops, in our characters, we were made to do multiple situations from that period, and not just from that period, मतलब तरह की हमने exercises की हैं. Thanks to that, we could be comfortable in a situation जब राम सर ने ऐसी चीज़ें की हैं, जब we were suddenly told to do something in the middle of a scene and you just did not know. मैं उसका एक instance दूंगी. मेरी जो हंसी है इन सबको बड़ा मजा आता है मेरे को हंसने में, हंसते सुनते हुए. They all think I used to think I have a very obnoxious laugh, but they found it very fascinating. And I have never laughed like that in front of the camera. And Ram sir challenged me, I will make you laugh like this in front of the camera. And I said, मैं ये होने नहीं दूंगी. I'm very conscious of my laugh. आज तक मैंने अपनी इज्जत थोड़ी बरकरार रखी है. You can't do. मैंने अपनी इज्जत बरकरार रखी है कि मैं कैमरा के सामने वैसे बिल्कुल नहीं हंसती जैसे मैं एक्चुअली हंसती हूँ. But
कि ऑफिस ऑफ लोगों ने क्या किया.
He managed to do it. He managed to create a situation. He and Sahil had some setting that they managed to do it and they managed to make me laugh. I did not see it coming. So I'm saying कि ऐसी बहुत situations उन्होंने हमारे साथ खेली है. लेकिन यही तो मजा है. As an actor, I can't tell you the high that you experience when you are going through a process like this. ना अब आप बताइए, अभी अगर मैं आपसे कुछ suddenly पूछ लूँ, it's not in your script जो आप मन में script बना के आए हैं, वो suddenly
I'm तो getting off the cuff now.
Yeah, correct. So that's how we were also acting. We were, of course, you have a script, आपको पता है आपको मोटा ये करना है, लेकिन उसके बीच में कुछ भी हो जाए, कोई सर कुछ उनके दिमाग में आइडिया है या हम कुछ ऐसा सोच ले. So we had that liberty to do. So I feel like it was it was a great thrill to like be on set and performing this way, more than me saying कि अरे experience बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. I would say it was just something I don't know if I'll get to experience something like that for a lifetime. ये जो process है आपके अंदर के actor को जो एकदम खोद के बाहर निकालता है वो कुछ और ही है. Because you're so liberated as an actor, you have so much freedom, you're not tied up by positions and marks and lines and lots of other things जो एक एक्टर को ध्यान में रखना पड़ता है. कैमरा पोजीशन, ये सब बहुत चीजें होती है. आप उससे टाइड अप ही नहीं हो, so you're free of mind. So you basically are being
Shantanu Srivastav and Shatrujit Nath and we along with me, and we've been at it. So it doesn't, of course the actor is free, but the actor is free to at the same time, the only mark that they have to hit is at some point they have to hit the lines.
The purpose of the scene, I would say.
Yeah, the objective of the scene.
The purpose of the scene
exactly.
With the lines and sticking to it around
But
it.
to get there is like, अभी जब हमारी बात आधे घंटे से या 20 मिनट पे होगी, उसमें से आप 5 मिनट लोगे. लेकिन ये जो फीलिंग जो है, एक जस्ट अ कॉन्वर्सेशन की फीलिंग, एक नेचुरलनेस, एक रियलनेस, जो दिस इज अनएक्टेड, राइट? तो ऐसा, दिस इज हाउ यू नीड टू गेट हियर. दो you know your character, everybody knows their characters. हमको अपने line भी पता है. So that's really how to get to life. But this is also to just make sure when the audience sees it, ये सब ठीक है, ये तो internal बात है. When the audience sees it, they should feel reality, they should feel truth, they should feel honesty, they should feel कि ये हो रहा है.
I think the best quality about Ram sir, which now I realize and I should share it, he makes it so comfortable for people to get out of their comfort zones, if it makes any sense. But That's his brilliance. I don't know how he does it.
That's sweet of you to say. That's very nicely put. Thank you.
So I come from a theatre background, and I actively do theatre. Like I perform regularly, and I think I will keep performing regularly until I can, because I believe that is the most gratifying medium of performance ever, the stage. So for me, it was an absolute win-win. The fact that I got to do a form of theatre on camera, which is
what it is.
So some of the takes we've done upwards of 75 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. Constantly, and hats off to the camera team, honestly.
We have 4 female duties, and they're hats off to them.
Handheld. They've held that camera for 90 minutes plus. When we shoot things normally, कभी-कभी 2.5 मिनट में लोग थक जाते हैं, बोलते हैं camera on shoulder. 90 minutes is a superhuman strength. It is. They are super women. They are superhuman. Truly.
Like most women.
Yes, truly. I've never seen anything like it. I have never seen anything like it, and for me it was just an absolute pleasure, because I got to do the thing I love the most in a medium that I've learned to love the most. So, and that is what he allowed us to do. So,
women are not just like heroes in front of the camera as characters in his setup. They are also actual heroes behind.
I have over there. We have two. My Amita Madhwani and there's Ankita, who are the two like backbones and the superpowers of this. So they're both there. And the men are behind them. Begin to make light of it. Obviously, what we're talking about is a very serious thing. So we don't mean to make light of any of this, but एक बातचीत में, एक informality में, and when you're playful about it, there is a certain ease and relaxation that comes into the conversation. So it is just a different method.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm listening to him fully. तो सोच ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं. हाँ, ये ऐसे भी हुआ होगा. So it eases me a lot what he does. So it helped me a lot.
Also, I think the sooner you realize that there is a message in every joke he cracks, the better it is. Because trust me, it is a method of subliminally telling you what you're doing wrong and what you have to do in the nicest way possible.
I asked my team. I don't think I behave like that with them. I only behave like that with my actors like that. My team must be saying, "अरे हमसे भी ऐसे बात करो." Be a little pakao for 2 minutes, please, if you don't mind. I'm just going to say they say there are 2 kinds of directors. There is the visualist and there is the humanist. And I come from the humanist school. I am interested not in the landscape of nature. I'm interested in the landscape of the human face. ये जो landscape जो है, उसके ऊपर जब light आती है ना, तो there is no greater landscape there is, and that is what moves people. And that is what these 4, in this story of friendship, in this tragedy, in this story of love, in this story of sometimes that they've broken up within this. This is really the landscape which is bigger than 70 millimeter. I'm only concerned about the truth and the honesty and the emotion that they portray, because if they're not capable and they don't give it, then I'm nobody. I'm really in service of these 4 people. It repeats itself. But this show has actually been made, apart from just talking about brown skin, white skin, racism, prejudice, it's also about insaniyat. And there is a song right at the end, and the message that we want to leave behind is not that we are sitting on some dais and we have the right or the authority or the preachiness to say these things. That's not why you make cinema or make anything. It's meant to make you feel, just like Nirja made you feel. How does a family overcome the loss of their child? And therefore, when you saw that, you walked out with a certain feeling about what happened to that family, and then also about your own parents and about your own mother. And I had so many people who came and said, I called my mother immediately after the show. And this, I'm hoping that it'll, like in advertising, they call it CTA, which is a call to action. So I'm hoping that this will give you a call to action, which is really got to do with why do we actually go out there and have massacre and bloodshed. And so that's really the call to action about this show, without it feeling like as if I'm being preachy about it, which I've not done it in that way. I do things emotionally and hopefully make you cry in a good way, because I think catharsis is important. It's a tragic event, but it's inspired by the massacre. I don't show the massacre, I want to do it with dignity. But the eventual message of this whole series is really the waking of not just the nation, but hopefully the waking of insaniyat. So I learned 4 things from advertising. One is what to say. The other is who to say it to. And 3 is how to say. But most importantly, what I learned from advertising is how to make you feel. Because if eventually I don't, like whether I'm doing Har Ek Friend or Happy Dent or whatever, जो रस जो है वो एक आश्चर्य रस जो है या जो भी जो रस जो है वो रस पकड़ना चाहिए. And my job is to predict the feeling on your face. And if I can predict that, then I have achieved what I have set out to do as a filmmaker. I keep saying I'm in the business of feelings. So that's really what I learned from advertising. I see no difference, therefore, when I'm practicing this art and craft. I'm eventually practicing something which is to try and see how I can touch you, how I can reach out and make you emotionally move you.